Jesus would be no more than that. See, so there is no difference. The only difference is they borrow a prophet from the Ummah of Moses. But that borrowing is very problematic. It's very insulting to the honor of Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Because in the first place, you should remember that when you borrow help from others, which means that there is none among you capable of defending the cause of Islam, although you are following the Holy Quran, Muhammad Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So you need the help of an outsider. Like somebody is being robbed and the children are poor, defenseless children, and they shout and the neighbor comes scaling the wall into the house and says, I have saved you. I'm saved. He does save them. And who would be the benefactor? The helpless children, or the one who goes through the trouble of jumping into their house and saving them from the robbery or destruction? Who would be the benefactor? Who would benefit and who will be the person who will be the benefactor of these people? Of course, the one who comes from a neighbor's house. This is how they insult the Ummah of Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the name and honor of Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and do it in the name of honor. They say, this is how Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam emerges as honorable. His Ummah will be bereft of all possibility of independent survival. Then would come a borrowed prophet from the Ummah of Moses, whose Ummah would be greater, whose follower would be greater. Simple question. They never address. Another thing, Jesus Christ was borrowed from the Ummah of Moses for the sake of saving the Ummah of Muhammad Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. But the Holy Quran goes on declaring that Jesus was Rasulan ila Bani Israel. Jesus was only a prophet who came to the children of Israel. So are all the Muslims children of Israel? When Jesus comes, the old one, if he comes, the first question will be raised, should be raised by the ulama and the Hafaz al-Quran particularly. Look here, we read this in the Quran, that you are a prophet only for the Israelite people. What business have you got to do here with us? Go back to Israelites. Maybe you better land in Israel rather than in any Muslim country. So these are the problems which are insoluble. They have no answer for this. On the other hand, we point out that the Holy Quran itself has resolved the problem for us. Why don't you read other verses of the Quran concerning the same subject of finality? On the one hand, Muhammad Rasulullah is mentioned as Khatam al-Nabiyyin. Agreed, there is no doubt about it. On the other hand, in Surah Nisa we read, وَمَنْ يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ مِنَ النَّبِيِّينَ وَالصِّدِّيقِينَ وَالشُّهَدَاءِ وَالصَّالِحِينَ وَحَسُنَ أُولَٰئِكَ رَفِيقًا. مَنْ يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ, whoever obeys, not believe. You have to believe in all prophets. Here is the question of obeying. Whoever obeys Allah and His Prophet Muhammad Rasulullah, from now on they will be the only people who will be blessed by God with favors. It stops there, but the verse still continues. It says, sir, what favors? Minan Nabiyina. They will be from among the prophets. Was-Siddiqina, and the righteous people. Was-Shuhadai, and the martyrs. Was-Salihina, and ordinarily good people. These are the four rewards granted to the people of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah if they obey him. These are possible ranks to which they will be raised. So when God had already said it, that my making a prophet out of a perfect follower of Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is not forbidden despite my declaration that he is Khatam al-Nabiyyin, then who are the Maulvis to object to this and say, no, God couldn't make a prophet out of the Ummah, so he had to borrow it from the Ummah of Moses. So this is the central issue, the only dividing line. The rest is all their noise, they're making noise about Ahmadiyyat, confusing the minds of the people, because simply, the ordinary people in Islam, they don't know how to say prayer, many of them. They don't know how to act righteously, to abstain from dishonesty, etc., but they know that they must love Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. That must go to their credit. And they exploit their love by saying another person has come who has robbed Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam of his honor. When they hear it, they can't understand what is being said. They suddenly, are worked up into high pitch of emotion against Ahmadiyyat and the claimant the founder of the Ahmadiyyat. This is no normal, sensible way. Look at the issue as I have re-explained to you. The difference is not that, what they claim. The difference is only in the understanding of the promise that someone would come. His name would be Messiah, son of Mary, right? So this is the debate. Prophet he would be. Whatever way you understand the nature and the identity of the promised Messiah, this thing is common to all of us, that he would, whenever he comes, would be a prophet of God. Correct? Now, if we prove from the Holy Quran, clearly, without a shadow of doubt, that old Jesus is dead, the Jesus of Israel, the follower of Moses, is no more, then how would you treat these prophecies? Exactly as Jesus treated the prophecy about Elijah. How similar they are. The Messiah of today and the Messiah of the old. He said, I know it is written in the scriptures that Elijah would come before I come, but he has come in another name, in another form, spiritually fulfilling the prophecy. It was St. John, Hazrat Yahya, who according to Jesus fulfilled the promise of re-advent of Elijah. So we say, when the Holy Quran categorically declares Jesus to be dead, the only possible option for us left is to treat this prophecy metaphorically and not literally. But as far as the prophethood is concerned, there is no difference. All agree that whoever he is, Jesus, son of Mary, who is to revisit us, whether he revisits us in the spiritual revival, in his qualities and character, or he is to revisit us personally, irrespective of this question, all agree that the promised Messiah would be a prophet of God. See? So the difference about Khatm al-Nubuwwat is all a false, cooked up affair. It has nothing, no reality in it.
I have a question about Jesus. You have